G'day, welcome back to my channel. Now, I've got something to discuss today that a lot of people will probably be interested in. I mean, let's face it, if you're on YouTube, and maybe you've got a modelling channel, you probably want to make a few bucks from it. I mean, you know, it's all very well and good spending hours and hours and hours gluing bloody things together and, you know, showing them to all your mates, but monetisation, if you're monetised, well, it'd be nice to get some decent monetisation. And some people do it. Some people make a lot of money, okay? And there are various ways to do it. I mean, I'll go through them, okay? There's some good ways and there's some bad ways. And surprisingly, well, maybe unsurprisingly, the bad ways will make you more money. So, are you intrigued? Yes. All right. I'll reveal all. I'll explain how I've made money. I'll explain how I didn't make money, what works and what doesn't work as far as I've seen, and also some observations on how other people are making it work. So, does that sound interesting? Yep. Want to know more? Well, just hang in there. First, let's roll the music. So, let's first talk about what hasn't worked for me. All right, so these were the things that haven't worked. Let's look at my bounty series. Now, I've done two of them, one for a wooden ship, and that was the Constructo 1/50th scale, right? And one for the plastic Revell kit, 1/110. Both of them have done well. Not when I launched them. They sort of got looked at, you know, it wasn't too bad. Over time, and we're saying 2 or 3 years, they would build up, and as a series of, you know, a dozen videos, they've done reasonably well. Certainly, lots of people have watched them and really enjoyed them. Tons of really good feedback. Generally, my like rate is over 99%. You know, all good things, and they're all sort of wonderful. But don't really get the numbers that YouTube thinks that you need to make money. Because this is the thing. YouTube works on the acceleration. They look at when your video comes out, and does it accelerate up? Do your viewers, your subscribers, your normal base, do they straight away jump in there because it's what they want to see? All right. And then do other people then start to follow? And then there's a snowball effect because your initial subscribers who are supporting you, right? And this is the thing, subscribers, if you don't support me, you actually kill my channel. Even if you don't watch the video all the way through, just click on it anyway, because that's the thing. Clicking on it and even hitting like does heaps to accelerating the algorithm. Once that happens, then they promote it a bit, and then if that gets picked up by the great unwashed out there, right, that accelerates it more, and before you know where you are, you've got tens of thousands of viewers. And it's those big numbers that start to add up, even if they only watch the first couple of minutes. You know, even the first 30 seconds of video, those first couple of ads, assuming you got ads before the video, which is very important if you want to make money, they get hit, they get watched, you know, your numbers go right up. So those sort of videos that accelerate, they work. Good videos that teach you things, not so much, because there's a slow uptake. And YouTube doesn't work for that. It does not favour that. So if you're doing something educational or something that's of a narrow sort of band, like my Stingray build, right? 100% likes, you know. People love it. People are commenting and saying, this is true, this is fantastic, show me more, this is really good. Heaps and heaps of comments. It's getting thousands of views. Even the older videos, thousands of views, okay? But it's not that rush. When it first goes out, there's not that massive acceleration rush. So YouTube ignores it off the algorithm, doesn't promote it. Only a limited number of my subscribers are even interested because it's a niche subject. I understand. And so therefore, there's none of those metrics there that the algorithm is going to pick up on. So therefore, those videos, they made some money. I mean, you know, not even enough to buy the kit. And there's 4 videos out on that, right? And yet they're liked, they're watched, they're enjoyed, they're commented on really well. It's all good stuff. But that won't make you money on YouTube. No, that won't make you money. I mean, my Constructo series for the wood bounty, right? That's done really well as well. That's been going for years now. And I get comments almost every week, someone saying, oh, at last someone has explained how to do the tapering, right, of the planks and how to get it on. And now that all makes sense and it's less frightening, and I think I could have a go at it. Or any of the methods that I've described just on building the hull, which is one of the sort of things that stops a lot of people. They go to build a hull on these wooden ships and then, you know, they hit the stumbling blocks of tapering and trying to bend planks and all kinds of things, and they just give up. all right? And I've managed to pick up a few kits because they've got to the whole stage and given up. And then I've grabbed those kits just like the Bounty. The Bounty was a kit where they sort of tried to do the whole and gave up because it didn't turn out right. So those videos, great for me in that I thoroughly enjoyed doing them. Great for the people that watched it. They, on the most, it's probably got a 98% like on that. There's a few people that don't agree with my methods. That's okay. We can all be different. Don't know why you have to dislike it. But anyhow, just because I'm different. Anyhow, it does well. But does it make any money? Well, if you look at the long term of it, it's made some money. It's probably paid for the kit box. It's probably paid for the accessories and tools that I've made. If you look at it, I kind of broken even on that one. But it took years. It took years, and it's not anything that I can put in the bank and I can actually use to support myself if I'm trying to use YouTube as an income. And I'm trying to use YouTube as an income because things are happening in my life where YouTube has become an income source. All right. Now, let's talk about that. How do you use YouTube as an income source? Look, thanks for watching this video and staying in so far. I really appreciate that. And you can always show your consideration by hitting that like button, right? And making a comment and subscribing to the channel. Remember, all those things ping the algorithm and all those things help get things rolling along so other people get notified about this video and they get to see it as well. So this is the thing, all right? Now, how do you make money on YouTube? Well, you monetize, okay? It's easy enough. The rules used to be minimum of 1,000 subscribers and you had to have a certain amount of turnover and away you went. Yeah, okay, as long as you'd hit those sort of targets and it looked like people were interested in what you were about, bang, you could go and get monetized. And as long as, you weren't too rude or disgusting or filthy or full of naked old men, as long as that wasn't happening, you were fine, okay? But more of that later. Now, you're monetized. All right, okay, and you think, oh, well, what have I got to do? Do I got to put out lots of videos? Well, look, here's the thing. If you haven't monetized and you're about to, this is very important. The very first video you put out for monetization must be something generic enough that it's going to attract a lot of people. Like, don't do a Stingray build as your first video, right? Do something. Now, I was lucky. I didn't mean to do it, but I just lucked it that my very first video, when I was monetized, happened to be one of my workbench and new kits, right? Which is just me talking about modeling and the new kits that I've got, what's on my workbench, and of course it has a funny algorithm that spells out a rude word. And I crack lots of silly jokes and everything. Now, I used to think it was great if I got 1,000 views on a video. I monetized with as soon as that was active and going, I put out this new video. I got 13,000 views like in 24 hours or something. It was ridiculous. It was absurd. It was frightening. I didn't know what to do. And there's all these people commenting and everything. There are a lot of dislikes, okay? And you're going to have to get used to that. If you want to make money on YouTube, you're going to have to grow a really thick skin and get used to a lot of dislikes and a lot of people hating you and even death threats. But we'll get onto that. So, okay. Bang, away it went because it was generic enough and it covered a lot of things and away it went. This scared the pants out of me because I thought, I don't know what to do next. I thought, wow, all these people are interested in that. And workbench and new kits, I only do once every 3 months, I'm not going to be doing another one of those for 3 months. What am I going to put out? And I procrastinated. And I killed the algorithm because the algorithm went, yippee, this guy's on a roll, that's it. If I'd got in within the next week, even like 2 or 3 days later, with a video just showing my modelling, it probably would have been well received. And then I could have kept surfing at least that wave. This is the thing. To make money on YouTube, you must put out consistent content. Now, it probably only needs to be once a week. I've proved it. I've tried all kinds of different things. Once a week is all you need. Okay, once a week, a nice video. So usually these days I try and put together whatever I've got, what I'm working on. When it comes to Friday, I go, do I have enough material for video? Yes, all right, I'll make a video for that, okay? Or otherwise, I need a few more days than this, I'll do an unboxing or I'll do a little chatty video like this. And this is the thing, I'll make sure something goes out every week, and I usually do it on my Friday morning, edit it all up, it goes out on the weekend, and that's how it goes, okay? So, yeah, now, shorts, I don't like them. And a lot of my subscribers got really pissed off by them. But the simple truth is, YouTube is favouring shorts. They're annoying. I hate them so much that I don't even like pushing my subscriber button when I want to watch stuff on YouTube. I just go to the homepage which just shows videos. It won't show shorts. and hopefully my subscriber stuff that I've subscribed to will pop up. And that has been a thing that YouTube has noticed a lot of people have been doing. They've been avoiding going to their subscriber list, because when that comes up, here's all these bloody shorts and you've got to wade your way through them, because I won't watch them. I don't like them. I only started making them because YouTube insisted I make them first. They were badgering me every week. I went, okay, I'll make a few. Now, YouTube Shorts will help you because it's counted as a video. And if it only does a little bit and it goes out, it'll get a lot of views. It really won't. They don't make any money, so to speak. You know, it doesn't matter. What they do is they push the algorithm. So if you can get one decent video out a week on monetization and one or two shorts, right? Something interesting, I don't know. I try to use them, just promote what the video was later in the week. And generally they're well received, but I sort of hated them. And then people just started not watching shorts. So shorts is a reaction to TikTok. YouTube is just trying to claim that market. And I don't think my demographic, us old farts with white beards who sit in rooms sniffing glue, I don't think we're really TikTok people. I don't know. You tell me. If you're an older person, right, because my main demographic is basically 45 to 65. That's where the people are that are watching, right? We're all old. So my demographic is dying. It's not going to last very long, but then again, neither am I. So basically, when my demographic gets too old, I'm probably pushing up daisies. That doesn't matter. It's all relative. Anyhow, I don't want to be depressing. No. The thing is, tell me, is TikTok a thing for you? Do you like that short kind of format? Because I don't. Do you like that portrait format? I don't. I mean, I could make some short videos that are landscape, just little quick 2-3 minutes that say, hey, this is what's coming up this week. They won't make any money for the channel, but what they do is they get clicked in and noticed as content. And I might go back to that, doing a 2-3 minute, maybe on a Monday, say, hey, coming up this week, all right? Let me know your thoughts on that, because I know that would actually boost my monetization, not directly, but indirectly. Now, you can go the opposite. You can try and do 7 videos a week. I've seen people, they're putting out a video every day. Okay, what you're doing is you're throwing too much shit on the wall. It all clumps up and it falls down in a heap. It won't work. It won't do what you think. What happens is you're going to have good videos and bad videos and all the rest of it. You cannot produce 7 good videos a week. I've tried it. I tried to do 5 a week, all right? I did this thing where I promised 5 videos a week. And it's too hard. It's too hard. I even cut it down to 3 of them were shorts and 2 were 2 good videos. And one of them was basically one of my TUG videos, right? The Unheard Gooch, my tugs. And it was just too hard to come up with new topics every week, and it was too hard to do all that when really my focus was on modelling, because to do a modelling video, I need a week of work to get enough. I need to shoot an hour to 2 hours footage to crunch it down to like a 20-30 minute video. That's the reality. You don't want to just see me there doing everything in real time. It's boring. So everything gets chopped down, cut up, speeded up, and I make the video. That is what makes them interesting. That's what I found. They're the videos I get the better response on. But to do that, yeah, I've got to put 20, 30, 40 hours in a week to make one video. And then that video, I've got to hope pays me for the week. Well, it doesn't. Okay, not at the moment. But let's talk more about that. Okay, so you've monetized. That's great. Okay, you're running 1 short a week or something like that. That's good. Don't do too many videos. Maybe 1 or 2 a week is really all you need to do until you get used to your audience, how they react and what they do. Okay, this all depends on your content, of course. If your content is a daily thing, maybe you can do a video every day because you're talking about what's happening that day. It depends. Let's talk about scale modelers. You probably want to put out a good video at least once a week showing what's on your bench and what you've done. You might put out a special interest video in the week, you know, kind of what I do, a chatty one or a kit review, or you just want to sort of show something, or maybe it's a tool that you've got, or you show a special technique, that sort of thing, okay? And that's something that I want to get back to now I'm settled in the new house, because I haven't had the time or basically the location to do all that. I want to get back to that, do a tip during the week sort of thing, you know, do a tip during the week, maybe a progress report during the week, and my build during the week. Sort of do 3 videos a week, see how that goes. 2 sometimes, 1 if I'm really busy. That's a good mix. Roll that through, you'll actually keep kicking the algorithm. And again, the general ones get hit harder than the specific ones. So, like with my Stingray, I'll be better off having a video in the week talking about something else, general, like this, okay? So this video will actually do, I would basically predict, this video will get more monetization and get hit harder than my Stingrays. And yet they're better videos, well, in my opinion. They're more about modelling. So, okay, you've monetized. What's the next stage? Well, let's talk about outside of YouTube monetary sources. Okay, so you've monetized, right? You've hit that button, you've signed up with YouTube, you've signed your life away, you've got an AdSense account, and you're monetized. And you've got to make at least $100 usually before they'll actually pay you anything. Okay, and that's how it works. Now, when I first monetized, as I said, my first video went terrific. But it would take 3 to 4 months before I even hit that minimum target, right? And then they'd condescend to send me those, 10 shekels. And, in that time, I'd put out, 20, 30 videos. I'd been really busy. Well, maybe not that many. 15 videos, okay? So, I'd done a lot of work to get a little bit of money. And as I complained about in the unpaid gooch, I was working for 50 cents an hour. So, luckily I had a job to support me then. So, it was more of a hobby and that didn't matter, okay? But you want to make money, okay? You're here because you want to make money on YouTube. It's going to be the thing. You're going to get famous. Well, you can get famous and still be broke, let me know. I'll tell you that, or infamous, as in my case. Now, YouTube in itself, unless you're really lucky, unless you're doing something I'll talk about later, you're probably not going to make enough bucks out of it to really justify the effort. So you have to go outside, okay? Now, this is a good thing. Don't think that's bad. Oh, dear, it's YouTube. No, actually going outside has a number of benefits, all right? So I was maybe getting a drop of the minimum amount once every 3 months, say. So I signed up Patreon and basically set that up to sort of help things out, and I promoted it. Said, guys, I've got Patreon now. YouTube kind of sucks monetization. If you want to sling me $1 or $2, and most was $5 in those days, or whatever you want, I can left it open. Minimum was $1. If you could sling me that a month, that'd really help me out. And I went, at the time, I think I had maybe 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers. And I said, if half of you guys all gave me $1, I'd nearly have enough money to pay my bills for the month. And that's all it would take. And I thought, that's not much of an ask. But look, as always, if you ever do any of the sort of science of sales, right? 100 people, 10 will notice, 1 might be interested, and 1/10 of the one might pay. And that's kind of what happened, all right? I had 5,000 subscribers, say, okay? And I got 50 YouTube members, because that's what happens. And that was good. They were great, and they're still there. And I thank you guys, okay? YouTube, monetization, not good enough. You need Patreon or something like it, okay? And if you want to join my Patreon, there's a link up here. Okay, so my Patreon guys are good. In they come. Some of them are flinging like $50 a month. Some guys are only doing $1 a month, And Patrons will come and go because people can't afford it all the time, or they just change and they want to go and support someone else. It's all good stuff. But I've regularly got money out of Patreon. I've regularly got more than what YouTube was paying me in 18 months on monetization at first. And I get that in a month. Wow, you say. Wow, this Patreon thing's great. And it's even better because once you have Patreon, you can link it back to YouTube. You actually connect the two, right? There's a button there that does it. It's a while ago, isn't it? You let YouTube know that you've got Patreon and Patreon YouTube, so you can post YouTube videos in Patreon. They will still get basically the data, the metadata will go across. You'll get all the numbers, even though only the people on Patreon are watching them, because that's what you do. You offer something special to your Patreon. So in my case, I say, you're going to get the video advert-free, no monetization, and you get a day early. So they get to watch a clean video with no ads popping up, and they're getting it before everyone else. So that's my consideration to them. And they get a few other things as well, okay? I value add by giving a news bulletin, hopefully every day, telling them something about what I'm doing and all the rest of it, okay? So that's what you do. You try and look after your external Patreons. And it helps because once YouTube knows that you have an external source like Patreon, their little ears prick up, the little monetization robot goes, what? You must be doing something good if you can get Patreons. And my YouTube monetization, boom, doubled overnight. I didn't do anything new, not in my videos that I made for YouTube, nothing new, but I went from a drop maybe every 3 months. Well, I was starting to get a drop every month, okay? So it's even more. It's basically almost trebled, okay? Suddenly, every month, I'm getting that minimum drop, that minimum 10 shekel drop. Go, wow. And I didn't do anything new. And I've got that money coming in for Patreon. Boom. Okay? It went up. My income went from, to, oh, this is okay. This is like a week's wages I'm getting once a month. That's terrific. That's paying 1 week of my month. Hey, it's worthwhile now to do some more on YouTube. Okay, so I started to make some money. I thought this is good. And that was just by linking back to Patreon. A few years went by, and then beginning of this year, if you know, or December of last year, I lost my contract job, my major one. It was due to COVID, it was due to a number of other things, and them downsizing and changing their business that I worked for. And I worked for them for 9 years. And then basically they kind of dragged it on for 4 months where they finally let me go. They kept promising maybe something up, So I got shunted out in the cold, and at the age I am now, very hard to find another contract like that. I've got little jobs coming in, but I'm just not finding the money they used to. So I thought, I'll go full steam ahead with YouTube. Yep. And what I did was, YouTube also has its own specialised thing like a Patreon in YouTube called YouTube Members. So I had nothing for years. I monetised, made a little. I did Patreon. Boom! Huge big kick up on YouTube monetization, and I had my Patreon money, so that was like bang overnight, 7 times what I used to get. Wow, and I was still only doing the same content. Then I added YouTube Members, and admittedly I did go for those 5 videos a week. It went off like a rocket, it really did, and I was starting to make an income, a very meagre income, mind you, poverty line stuff, but it would pay the bills. It got me out of trouble. I didn't have to look for much other work, and I could produce videos. I eventually had to cut down from 5 videos a week because, as I said, it didn't pay quite for everything. So I cut down, and I was sort of doing 2 to 3, 3, 2. I've been doing 1 lately. That's only because I moved house. I'll get back to 2 to 3 videos a week soon, as I just described earlier. So this YouTube Members thing did the same trick again as adding Patreon. It boosted everything. Overnight, everything shot up, right? So my YouTube amount that I get every month suddenly increased. I thought it was the 5 videos a week, but as I started decreasing videos, I was still getting the same amount, right? Because I'm getting that membership money, right? I've had up to about 20 members from YouTube Members, and I've had up to about 80 members in Patreon. So as a rough figure, it revolves around 100 subscribed paid members in those two. And that's really good because that's money coming in, right? And that's helping me to survive and keep this channel going. Otherwise, feed of me, I know make a video. So there's a couple of tricks. If you monetize, get that sort of going, rolling along. If you've got a following and you built your numbers up, see if you can go to Patreon and start basically building it even further from that. And once Patreon's sort of in, then YouTube membership or, YouTube membership first, then Patreon, one or the other. Add these extra features. I've even now got a thing called Buy Me a Coffee, but you can customize it. And mine's called Buy Me a Curry. So there you go, you could buy me a curry. That's a really good one because they don't need to sign up for it. Like YouTube membership and Patreon and a few of the others, you've got to sign up. You've got to become part of their thing, give them a whole lot of details. Some people feel uncomfortable about that. Buy Me a Curry, you just hop on there, bang. I mean, you'll have to give a credit card number or something, They've got to get the shekel somehow. But basically, you just drop on there, drop some bloody dollars on me, and, it's not much, and that's really good. In my first month of doing Buy Me a Curry, I made more than those 3-4 month waits that I had for YouTube monetization when I first started. In fact, I probably made more the first week. So having a donation system where people who appreciate your stuff can just go, yep, I'll drop something on there. And they might just like that video. Super Thanks is good too. Super Thanks is a new thing. It's the impulse buy. Someone goes, that's great. I got one guy who says every time I finish a model, because I'm pretty good at starting them or working on them, but I don't finish a lot. If I finish a model, bang, he dumps some Super Thanks. So that's another good one. All these things will add up and they'll help you make money. But you want to make big money. How do you make big money? How do you make it so that you are a star on YouTube and you are living the life of luxury? Okay, let's talk about that. This is the big secret, okay? We'll put on our spectacles for this one because we're going to be very serious. Now, I hope you haven't just jumped to this chapter thinking, I won't watch the rest of the video. I'll just jump straight in and see what he's got to say. Well, it's not going to do you any bloody good. Because if you didn't watch the beginning of this video, you won't know the steps leading up to do this. Because you can't do this if you didn't do that. So go back and watch that. You lazy bastards. Anyhow, for those of you that actually have watched it all the way through, here is the cream. This is what you do to make mega bucks, okay? Now, I've done it, all right, when in doses. I know it works. Now in advertising, and remember I worked in advertising for many years, about 30 years in television doing advertising and using the video format. So I have a bit of knowledge about all of this sort of stuff. There are three main things, generally speaking, that work for advertising. You can inform. So like on my channel, I'll show you how to do techniques and things like that. That kind of works. You can entertain. Well, I do that, hopefully. I muck around, I play the banjo, I tell jokes, I do silly videos with, that really works. That works much better than informing, right? Informing is down the bottom, entertaining is better. But the number one thing that will actually get you lots of notice and always works in advertising, but it can only be done in short doses, is insult, right? The third one is insult. So you can inform, yeah, most people like that. Entertain, a lot of people like that. But if you start insulting someone or something, you become diversive, you become derogatory. Oh, well, yes, everyone's out. Now, there's a reason for this. I'll tell you a story. I once lived with a news reporter, right? I was director in television and my flatmate was a news reporter. And occasionally, every now and then, he'd get called out at night because there's a big story on, and I'd often have the company car, so I'd have to run him out, right? And he'd get really excited about these stories and everything. He's very motivated. He's a journalist, One night, there was a fire. House was on fire. He was so excited. It was his first house fire. He wanted to get me to get good footage. I had the camera in the back of the car, so I ended up bloody shooting it for him just because I happened to have the gear that night. So, I'm getting shots of the house. He's all excited. Get a shot of that burning. And what he said to me in the car really startled me, but it epitomises the whole problem with the media. And not only the media, because the media is a mirror for people themselves. He said, I hope there's a fatality. Now just let that sink in, okay? He wanted someone to die so he could do a story about that because he knew that would get seen by more people. Now that's disgusting, but it's the truth. The truth is, if he did something horrible, right? If he talked about people dying in this fire, that would get picked up by more networks, more people would watch it, more people would stay watching it, it would help the ratings, it would boost everything, and it would improve his career. Yep. This is the thing. The way the media works, a lot of people say, oh, the media did this, the media tells us that. No, they don't. The media is a mirror. I know, I was there 30 years, right? What happens is, if the populace are into something, the media will reflect it back. Why? Because they want to make money. And how do you make money? You make money by giving the people what they want, okay? If the people want other people beheaded in the town square, you do that. They get thrilled. They're out there. You sell tickets, you make money. Okay? This is the thing. So, you can disagree with me if you like, but I know. I've seen the figures. I've seen the facts. I've worked in the industry. I know it works. And in YouTube, it is no different. Okay? Yes, you can inform. You can make educational videos. They're all well and good. Okay? And some people do reasonably well by it. If you've got a big enough base and you've built up and there's some other reason people like you, yes, there are people that do tank things and do tank videos and everything. Yeah, they'll do a big swell. How they'll do long term, I don't know. They've got to keep that momentum up every week. Don't know. But you can make it work, but you'll have to work your ass off. You'll have to have something very unique, something that's very vogue. That's the thing. If you're going to inform, it has to be the latest thing. Now, a couple of my unboxings, which have been the latest videos, have just come out, such as, when I had the Spitfire, the red one, when that came out. Bang, everyone would have watched that. The Prince sailing ship video. That was an unusual kit. Not many people have seen it. Heaps of people wanted to see inside it. The Victory, right? The big, huge Hella Victory. Not many people had seen that. I've had a number of them. There was a U-boat video that I did, the latest release, which was basically the Das Boot one for the U-boat, right? It was new, it was interesting, it was topical, all the rest of it. That got picked up because of a snappy thumbnail, and I'll talk about thumbnails in a sec. A snappy thumbnail, it was the latest thing, everyone was into it, bang, they're hitting on it. So yeah, you can educate, but you're going to have to be topical. So if you're going to have to buy the latest kit to make sure that your entertainment video or your educational video gets hit, you're going to hope you make more than the price of that kit every time. Otherwise, you're going backwards. And I know sometimes I made the kit price. A lot of the time I didn't. Sometimes I made a lot. Most of the time I didn't. Okay, so you can entertain. Yes, my Workbench and New Kits videos and my Tug videos, they all do really well. They do better than, I do all this on the Stingray, right? I'll make more money by doing one wank video. Honestly, it's stupid. Just me being an idiot. Even this video, as I said, I predicted it'll do very well. And as far as monetization goes, I'll get dislikes on this, okay? And this is the thing. As you go from, if you're informing, you won't get a lot of dislikes because most people are sort of only watching because they're into it and therefore they're engaged and they're basically it's what they want to see. So they pretty well like it. You won't get much dislikes. As soon as you start entertaining and doing something weird and wonderful, there's going to be people that don't like your style, right? They don't like a mustache. I've been told this mustache is what did he call me? He called me a narcissist. Yeah, apparently. Doesn't even know what the word means. Anyhow, I won't even go back to that. So you will get people who dislike and think you're an idiot. That's okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, Think of the money. Okay, so this takes us to number 3. How many fingers you got, Harry? 3. Tip, 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 dob, dob, dob. You a Boy Scout? Yeah, I used to woggle my toggle. Now, you can insult. My highest grossing videos of all times have been where I've just talked, and for me they were information videos, but they ended up being insult, only because of the way people took them, when I talked about my misgivings and my dislike of Tamiya. And for me, that was the truth. I wasn't really making it up. I was having fun with it, and I kind of exaggerated and extrapolated a bit, okay? And those that were on my channel that knew, they knew the gag, right? But the thing was, I took a fan base that are so serious and so protective of their product that because I was divisive and I basically looked like I attacked them, I didn't really attack them. I was actually speaking my truth. That's all I was doing. But they took it as a direct attack on them. I was basically saying they were no good. I wasn't. But this is the thing. The inference was, and the pickup and the thumbnail, one of my thumbnails says, I won't build Tamiya, I won't buy Tamiya. That was true. Tamiya don't build sailing ship kits. I can't buy them. I can't build them. That was the gag. But most of them never got to the gag. They just got upset by everything I said about aeroplanes, about tanks, all the rest of it, because you can't say boo about Tamiya. That is my highest grossing video of all time. That video made me more money in 1 week than what I used to make on YouTube in 4 years of monetization only. Yeah. That video only took me 2 hours to produce because I just sat down like this, chatted. It was a simple edit. There wasn't much to it. And away I went, right? Maybe 3 hours tops by the time I uploaded it. 3 hours work, bang, as much money as it used to take me years to make previously. It got me the highest number of hits that I've ever had in a video. Great. It also got me the most number of dislikes. I think that one is down in the low 90s. And for me, that's bad. It's like about a 92%, or it might even be down to 89 now. That is low for me. Most of my videos get 98, 99% likes, okay? That's how it is. And did I get hate? I got hate every day. The hate, though, was misinformed because if they'd actually listened to the video and they'd actually watched the video, there was a joke, there was a gag, and a lot of it was supposed to be lighthearted, and I was only telling what I'd experienced and what I knew and how I felt, okay? But they didn't take it that way. They thought I was insulting them. This is the thing. Once people think they're insulted or they think you're insulting someone else, they're going to react. They're going to go crazy. Then the gossip vine's going to take over. Then people are clicking on that thing. Then the algorithm takes over and goes, oh, people are onto this video. Yeah, he's got something to say. And then the thing ramps out of existence and goes snowball. So yeah. You want to make money on YouTube? Be an arsehole, right? Insult people. I mean, I touched the water, I think, with one of these videos where I mentioned Tamiya. People didn't like it. And, and I'd realised I had a reaction, so I made a couple of others just to test the theory. And they all worked. Every video where I have talked honestly about Tamiya, even the video where I reviewed a Tamiya kit and said how much I liked it, because there was a kit, the Formula 1 car, which I really liked, that the Becca found for me, and I want to build it. Still had the haters in there. Still had all the arseholes in there because they kept following it, right? They were watching to see if I ever said anything bad about Tamiya again. And this is the sad reality. If you're an arsehole, if you pick something that upsets people, if you basically are diversive, insulting, all the rest of it, you're going to make money. You're going to make lots of money. How do you make money on YouTube? Well, use the things in my first few chapters there, right? Ramp it up. Keep to 1 good video a week and then sneak in a short, if you really want to do shorts, or something else that's small, right, to just keep the thing bumping up. Because that way, if you're getting at least 2 in a week, you're going to get 6 or 7 a month. that is really good, or maybe 8 or 9 a month, okay? That is good. The algorithm likes those kind of numbers and figures, and it doesn't like if you're just putting out one video a week. It wants more. It's greedy, okay? So there you go. That's how it will all work. It's sad, but being a bastard pays. Being a nice guy, well, you know what they say, nice guys always come last. And as far as YouTube's concerned, they don't want you being nice. They don't. There are exceptions, okay? There are exceptions. There are people that are very good at what they do and they just put out a video every now and then and they do really well. Their numbers are huge. I don't know what their monetization is like, because just having high numbers doesn't guarantee monetization. I'll tell you that right now. It doesn't. I've got some videos got huge numbers. They've really never made much money. And it's because of the way that algorithm kicks in. All right. Well, I hope that was interesting for you. And as I said before, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. It really does help that algorithm. Alrighty? Share this video with your friends so they can ramp up and YouTube thinks, oh, that one's very interesting. And then I'll make some money so I can keep producing this sort of stuff for you. Okay? And don't forget there's that, you know, YouTube members and Patreon as well. And you can always buy me that curry. Really helps. Really helps. Okay, that's enough for now. It's goodbye from Australia. And it's hooroo from Harry Houdini.